sunny side up. Aliza, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Naomi.
I'm so excited. Everyone, this is Aliza Beer. She's a registered dietitian. She's a neighbor of mine. Our kids went to the same school, and we are very excited to have you on the show and make something delicious for Rosh Hashanah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here as well.
So can you tell me what a registered dietitian is? We hear all these different words, dietitian, nutritionist.
Yes.
What is a registered dietitian?
So a registered dietitian must go to college and major in nutrition, which includes taking all of the sciences and complete an internship and pass the RD exam. And I believe you need I have a master's in nutrition, but I believe you need one as well now.
Okay, so it's a lot of schooling
that
went into this.
It's a lot of schooling and training and studying, and I've been doing it for 20 years and I love it.
Okay, you're keeping the 5 towns healthy and trim and excited about food, especially healthy food. So what are we going to make today?
Okay, so we're making an apple compote, but it's not just apples. We're going to be working with apples and pears and strawberries and cherries and plums and peaches. This is perfect for Rosh Hashanah, but it's perfect for the whole year. I make it every single week for Shabbos. My family loves it.
My grandparents used to make compote all the time. My grandmother would sit over the stovetop stirring the apples. It was like my grandfather coming from work, eat a bowl of apple compote.
Right, so I love this recipe because I like things that are super easy in the kitchen.
No more standing.
And no more standing. I won't babysit the stove. I need the oven to do the work for me.
We are revamping the apple compote.
That's it.
And with lots of different fruits.
Yes.
So you can use whatever fruit
you have in the fridge that looks like it's going bad, let's just throw it in.
Okay.
And we're just going to mix it all together.
All right.
So these are our pears.
I'll do this.
There's the peaches and the strawberries. The cutting up takes most of the work. Those are the plums.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. But this is something you can get the kids to do also, get the kids involved.
Oh, absolutely, to get them involved.
A family activity.
Okay. And then the only thing we add, right? Years ago for the compote they would put in sugar, or you don't need that. You have all of the natural sweetness of the fruit. We're just going to add cinnamon. Cinnamon is a very powerful antioxidant.
Really? And what's an antioxidant? Just tell us. We hear that word a lot.
These are substances that fight the free radicals in the body that can cause disease, such as Alzheimer's and cancer and diabetes and heart disease. And this helps you fight against preventing those diseases.
Okay, eat cinnamon, live longer.
So I don't really measure the cinnamon. I just kind of sprinkle it on, use as much or as little as you like, and then just get right in there and mix it all up.
Okay, I love that.
Just give it a good
I'm going to help you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're going to get right in there.
Get right in there and just mix it all up. There's no science. It's not a cake.
You want to get from underneath.
Right.
So it gets really well balanced. Also, if you have a really big bowl, that helps too.
Absolutely. And then we're just going to put it into our dish.
I'll hold it.
Thank you. Thank you, Naomi.
So we're a good team. Good team.
Okay, so this dish, you can make it in any size dish you prefer. I think we have a little too much fruit here for this particular dish.
So maybe you would want to use two of these.
You could do two. You could do one large one.
Can you do one of those large, disposable?
Sure.
Giant?
So I usually use a large 9x13 disposable pan.
But we wanted to look pretty for today for the video.
And then you cover it tightly with tin foil.
Even mound it up, it's like that. It's good.
Yeah, just cover it tightly.
Overflow?
No, it will not overflow. It's going to shrink down. When you cook the fruit, it will shrink and shrivel a little bit. You cover it tightly. You put it in your oven at 350 for 3 hours, and that's it.
Throw in a brisket at the same time underneath. You're cooking something for 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
And the oven does all the work for you.
I love that. So you don't have to stand on top of the oven
No, and you don't have any pots that you have to clean.
Okay, I like this. All right, let's go do that. Okay, so we're going to put this aside, and I believe you got something else special.
Yes, we have another super easy, we only do easy, apple dish to make.
Okay, let's go get that ready now. Okay, so we pop that on the side, and now what are we going to do here with all these yummy apples?
So we're going to make an apple crisp or an apple cobbler. So I make this every Shabbos. Of course, it's perfect for Rosh Hashanah because it's apples.
It's also season. It's in season right
Yes.
now. People are going apple picking.
Yes.
This is a great thing to do.
Okay, so I use Granny Smith apples. Again, just slice them up.
I love Granny Smith. It's my favorite apple.
Oh, really? I like them all. I like all apples. Okay, we could just...
I'm a Granny Smith snob. I'm an apple snob. I don't like the apples when they're floury. I like them to be very crispy and tart.
Right. Okay, so this is perfect. You just slice it up. You can use a dish like this, the rectangular, or you can, usually I use a round one, either whatever you have in your house.
I have whatever I can reach.
Oven to table dish is great. So you just slice up the apples. That's it for the apple part. Now we're gonna make a crumble. Okay. The crumble consists of, so this I believe is whole wheat white flour. You could use any flour you want to use. Like for example, I have a gluten-free son, so I use gluten-free flour. It could be any flour that works for you. It could be almond flour, it could be, you don't want to use white flour, you want to use something healthier. Okay. So this is whole wheat white.
Whole wheat white.
Okay, and then this is raw old-fashioned oats. And we have some brown sugar. I think about 3 tablespoons.
Oh, not too much.
And now instead of sugar, the original recipe called for sugar, so we're going to use monk fruit instead. That's what I use every week.
Question, I'm raising my hand. What is monk fruit? Because I literally have no clue. When we were discussing what we're going to make on the video, so you're going to make something with monk fruit, and I'm like, that's perfect, because I want to know what it is, and if I want to know, everyone else is going to know.
Okay, so monk fruit is a fruit that the monks have been growing in Southeast Asia since the 13th century.
Oh, literally.
And the juice of the fruit is very sweet. It's about 150 to 200 times sweeter than sugar and has 0 calories. So the fruit doesn't really stay long, so they take the juice of the fruit and they use that as a sweetener. It also has a lot of antioxidants in it as well,
which we know what they are now.
Which we know what they are.
So can I try it?
Absolutely. So it's going to be sweeter than sugar. So we need less. When you're swapping it in a recipe, you're going to need much less.
About half?
So this original recipe called for a cup of sugar, which of course is way too much. There is about 1/4 cup of the monk fruit
so
here.
It's much
you
less.
might be fine on a little less than that.
You're going to help me with this.
Yeah.
The GI index. With
it will not spike your blood sugar at all.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try it. I'm not sure.
The glycemic index, right? It will not spike your blood sugar.
It's very sweet, but it has like a little bit of a florally note.
Okay.
It's not so like...
I'm used to it by now. That's what I put into my coffee.
So interesting. Really? In coffee?
Yeah, I put it into my coffee. I put it into any recipe that calls for sugar.
I'm completely fascinated by this. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so that goes in.
Okay, and then some cinnamon. And then
the whole thing?
2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then we're gonna just like mix up the dry ingredients, and then we're just gonna put some oil to make it into a crumble.
So I'm just mixing it around.
Just mix the dry ingredients, and then we will pour in the oil to make it a crumble. Okay, so then we're going to just pour in the oil.
How much oil is that?
I wrote about 3 tablespoons. You could use as little or as much as you like, just to get get the dry ingredients together as a crumble.
I do this, so
I use my hands.
So me and Aliza were very tactile. We like to just get in there, use our hands, feel it with your fingers. Aliza, you happy with this?
I'm happy with this. This is great.
Okay, now on the top.
On the top, we're just gonna sprinkle it all over. Let me help you.
You know, I also make apple crumble a lot. We love it at home. We have it with ice cream.
Okay, that is a great dessert. We happen to have it as a side dish, even though it should be a dessert.
Well, you're American, and in Australia, nobody has fruit as a side dish. It's dessert.
Right. Okay, this is perfect. You just sprinkle it on top, and then we're good to go. And we'll bake this for about 1 hour and 20 minutes on 350.
Okay, so they can go in
the same oven, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let's get them in the oven. Aliza! It's ready! Okay, this is the compote.
This is the compote, yep.
Okay. Have a look. And we eat this, how do we eat this?
So we usually eat it in my family cold. I have one son that loves it hot.
Really?
But yes, that's the only way he likes it. The rest of us eat it cold. It stays in the fridge a whole week. no problem.
Okay.
And then you can have it as a snack, as a dessert.
I'm going to send this in a little container for lunch for my husband.
Okay.
It's a snack.
As his like dessert for his
Dessert.
lunch.
Oh my
Perfect.
gosh, this looks fantastic. Can I
Thank
just
you.
do one hot?
Absolutely.
I'm going to do one hot.
Amen.
Oh my God, Aliza.
It's delicious and
I
so
never
easy.
touched it before when I was growing up. It's really good.
It's really good, and there's only
Yum.
cinnamon. That's it.
Okay, cinnamon and fruit, amazing. God's dessert. That's what I say. Fruit is Hashem's dessert.
That's right.
Okay, so let's get on to this.
Okay, this is our
This
apple
we're going to
crisp.
get into.
This
Okay.
we serve hot typically. Not that you can't eat it cold, but we usually serve it hot.
A little side of ice cream.
Right, but that would be a great dessert to have this with a little scoop of a low-fat ice cream.
Of course.
So let's get into
Okay,
it.
so I'm going to take a little of this. Okay, I can't wait to try the monk fruit cooked. All right, here we go. Aliza, I love this.
All right, no aftertaste from the monk fruit.
Nothing. Sometimes the other fake sugars have like terrible aftertaste. I never use them. This is,
Right.
I'm speechless, guys. I'm speechless. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
And it was so easy.
Monk fruit, M-O-N-K. I want more.
Take some more.
I'm so happy that I had you on the show. I'm
Thank
so
you
glad
so
I
much
learned
for
something
having
new.
me.
Just one more thing you got to clarify. This whole, it's that time of the year. We're talking about apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Right.
What does that mean?
Why? Because the apple is high in fiber. You need fiber for so many reasons. It helps to lower your blood sugar. It keeps you feeling full, so it helps you maintain your weight so you're not hungry. It helps to remove fat from your body and cholesterol. It lowers your cholesterol levels.
All from one little apple?
All from one little apple. One apple is about 100 calories and about 4.5 grams of fiber. Also has a lot of vitamin C and antioxidants, which we spoke about earlier that we need. So an apple day truly does keep the doctor away.
Okay, so I want to wish everyone a Shana Tova, Ktiva v'Chatima Tova. I wish you all a happy, healthy, apple year. Thank you so much,
Thank
Aliza,
you.
for coming
Thank you
on the
so
show.
much for having me.
And to get recipes like this or more, go to kosher.com.